You're listening to the Culture Experience with Mel and Bruce. I'm Mel Tillar, your host. I'm thrilled to be with you today. Our guest today is Pastor Kelcy West, pastor of Nehemiah Industries, and Dr. Robert Bush, president of the Las Vegas chapter of NAN, the National Action Network. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, Mel, for having us on the show. I listen to the show quite often, but thank you for having us on the show and having this very important conversation.
Hey, man, I echo those sentiments, Brother Mel. It's an honor to be not only with you on this show, but to be with my other brother, Dr. Bush. As the pastor of Nehemiah Ministries, I'm honored to spend this time with both of you.
I'm looking forward to this, gentlemen. You know, all of us are friends. We hang out in the same circles. It's always a pleasure to spend time with you.
Yes, sir.
It is.
Pastor West.
Yes.
You, Dr. Bush, are here representing a new organization, the Black Leadership Collective. Please tell us about your organization.
Yes, sir. Newly formed organization. Literally, the best way I can describe it is an all-star team of leaders in our community.
Yes.
who have joined forces to do what we've talked about doing in the past. And that's simply to make sure before we enter another election cycle, before we enter, another political run, we want to make sure that we have a cohesive agenda for our community. And so as we look at all the different things that affect us, we are coming together to serve as we're volunteering our time to serve as voices for the voiceless and to give strength to the weak, but to make sure that our community is not forgotten. And so
Yes.
that's the purpose of us coming together. It's not to create just for the sake of creating. It's not to create to take away from what other entities are doing, but it's simply to bring our most committed minds and hearts to the table.
And congratulations to you. I understand that you have been named vice president of this organization.
Yes, sir. I have accepted that invitation, that honor. And so I'm in the midst of all that I'm doing, as well as the two of you. We both understand that this is just not the time to not step up when being asked. So I have said yes to that position.
I want you to understand what he just said. This is not a time to step back. This is not a time for you to sit on the porch. Our culture, our country is being attacked, and everybody has to figure out a way to stand up. Everybody has to figure out a way to make a contribution. I know you're busy. I know you're working hard. I know you have things going on, but every single individual who's listening to me must stand up. You must make your contribution. Dr. Bush, the Black Leadership Collective is supporting a national initiative called Blackout Black Friday. Please explain what that initiative is.
Blackout Black Friday was originally conceived in the mind of Dr. Jamal Bryant, who I know very well through my relationship with National Action Network. And that is, he came up with the tagline, "I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it." And it was mainly originally focused on Target, but now has been extended to not buying anything, to withholding our dollars from November the 27th, and November the 27th is, or the 26th, I'm sorry, is actually Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving night, a lot of times stores open up, and that's when people start buying.
Yes.
Until December the 2nd. And so it's a collective action from us as Black folks, us as those that support the DEI, or the withholding of DEI from our communities, which not just affects Black folks, but it affects Latinos, and it affects those that are in the LGBTQ plus community. And so it's a collective action that we believe is going to hit corporations in their pockets and let them know that we're not standing for it anymore.
Great, great. Pastor West, could you give us a historical example of an economic boycott working? Because that's what we're talking about here. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about an economic boycott. Pastor West, tell us about a time when economic boycotting worked.
Listen, I wish we could turn back the hands of time and go back to that Montgomery boycott, bus boycott. I wish we could go back to that time where for almost 400 days we worked together. We were committed. We had a goal, and it was working. In the midst of not only working to gain seats at the front of the bus, what I most love about that particular time, we had developed our own system. We had developed our own transportation. And so you look at a Black Friday, you look at this at what's about to take place. We need that same mindset where we embrace the fact that we have economic power. It's the economics. When we really affect people economically, that's when people, for whatever reason, tend to listen to our voice. They tend to say, come sit a little bit closer. For some reason, when we not spending our money, people get a little nicer. And so I think we need to stop fooling ourselves and thinking it's not economics. We give away our power. We silence our own voices by spending money. And sometimes we do it in places where people don't even say thank you. And so it's imperative that we come together and we understand marches are wonderful. Protests are wonderful. Speeches are to be remembered and spoken over and over again. But the real impact comes when we close our wallets, close our pocketbooks, and we speak by not spending.
I love it. Dr. Bush, give us a modern day example of an economic boycott working.
Yes, sir. The DEI rollback and boycott of Target has cost Target more than $12.4 billion in revenue, and they've seen their stock plunge by 27% per share, or $27 per share. I'm sorry. Target experienced 10 consecutive weeks. Listen to this: 10 consecutive weeks of foot traffic declines, with drops of 9% year over year in February and 6.5% in March. These numbers are not abstract.
That's right.
It's a direct evidence that consumer action impacts corporates' bottom lines. Black consumers, us, spend approximately $12 million per day, giving the community significant economic leverage. The purchasing power, our purchasing power, deserves corporate loyalty and respect, not exploitation. And Dr. Bryan emphasized that corporations hear consumers through the cash register. Listen, more than 100 Black vendors have withdrawn their products from Target. So this represents solidarity. It represents solidarity across the economic ecosystem, from consumers to producers, and then Black business owners refusing to subsidize a corporation, any corporation, that doesn't value Black employees and our Black dollars. I'm glad that my friend Pastor Kelcy mentioned the Montgomery boycott, because it lasted 381 days and changed America forever. So economic pressure works when it's sustained with discipline and also with collective action.
Thanks, Dr. Bush. So, Pastor West, somebody's listening to this and they say, okay, I understand what you want me to do. I do. I get it. I understand what you want me to do. I understand that this kind of thing has worked in the past. But why should I participate? Why should I care?
Because we need you to care, because you can't afford not to care. Right now, I mean, we've said it before, and I think sometimes it almost feels as if it's a cliche, but I am really, really stressing this might be the most impactful election political season of my lifetime, of our lifetime.
Yes.
And so if you care about our seniors, veterans, the next generation, you can't afford not to care. Changes are being made that are locking us out of, forget an American dream, just any dream, period. And so you have to care. Communities are disappearing. People can no longer afford to even purchase starter homes. And we're just seeing ripple effects in everything. And so we need people to come to the table. We need people who are watching today. This is not the time for sidebar conversations. This is not the time. I was getting ready to name some sports analysts. I won't do it that way. I would just say it this way. We need our best players on the field and not in the stands, not in the parking lots, critiquing the moves that are being made on the field. This is the time for those who have minds, our greatest minds, voices. We need you. We have to be unified. We have to be unified. Numbers matter.
Listen to what he said, ladies and gentlemen. He said, we need you. That means you. We need you. And is this going to be a little bit uncomfortable? Is this going to prevent you from perhaps saving some money? We know that there are deals out there doing Black Friday. We understand that. But let me ask you this. I know you're thinking this is going to be uncomfortable. This is going to be kind of hard. Do you think it's going to be harder for you to do this than it was for the individuals who participated in the Montgomery boycott, the Montgomery bus boycott? Is it going to be harder for you than it was for them? They didn't ride the bus. They got out and walked. And the individuals who could not walk, there were people in the neighborhood who arranged transportation. They didn't have a whole lot of cars, but those who did have cars went by and picked people up. When they were passing along and they saw somebody walking, they asked them to get in the car. Where are you going? Let me take you. Let me give you a ride. It wasn't one person. It wasn't two persons. It was the entire community working together. And every single time we have worked together, we have won. Every single time. We cannot allow the dismantling of DE&I and not say something, not push back. I want you to remember all these jobs that have been lost. This has been generational damage that has been done to our people. Understand that. Generational damage. And we need you to say no. We need you to say no with your pocketbook. We need you to say no with your dollars. So, Dr. Bush, would you please just give us a recap, tell them what we're doing and what we need the listeners of this show to do?
Yes, sir. So it's a blackout. It's a blackout, not just of Target, but a blackout of all of your dollars spent. That's restaurants, that's gas stations, that's retail. It's a total blackout from November the 26th to December the 2nd. And I would say that the thing that we need most is sustainability. Sustainability. We have to send a message to every corporation in America that performative allyship has consequences. Listen, Frederick Douglass said, power concedes nothing without a demand. Power concedes nothing without a demand. And so corporations count on our fatigue, that we wait and they wait for us to lose steam. And every time we stop short of achieving our goals, we teach corporations they can wait us out. And so the key is sustained pressure is what separates symbolic gestures from actual change. We have to hit them in the pocketbook.
Pastor Wes,
yes.
What would be your last words to those who are listening to this message?
To remember that years ago, we had festive holidays, great family time without a Black Friday. I
Yeah.
don't I don't remember that as a child. I don't
Okay.
remember that being the emphasis. I remember the day after Thanksgiving being the day where we enjoyed leftovers. And so I want to encourage those who are listening, let's feast off of the leftovers of what our ancestors have left us. Let's feast off of their courage, their struggle, their patience, their dedication, but most of all, their unity. Let's feast off of that this holiday season.
Dr. Bush, your last words.
My last words are that when we stay the course, if we stay the course, then we keep amplifying our voices. They get louder and louder and louder because it's being heard from Wall Street to Main Street.
You've been listening to the Culture Xperience with Mel and Bruce. Remember this, ladies and gentlemen, celebrate our culture. And sometimes that means defending our culture. Until next time.